You're listening to the AZ12 podcast. I am your host, Mike Luke. Now, you might say, Mike, look how sexy you look. Yes. Look at these Tom Ford glasses, Sheer. You can't take your eyes off of them, literally.
Gorgeous. You look like a different man completely.
No, I do. No, I look amazing. And again, the good folks at Arizona Primary Eye Care gave me those. So, if you wonder exactly why I look better than normal, there you go. Okay. Also, we got a lot of stuff to get to this show. Want to give a huge shout out. The shop is open. We are selling merch, and I want to thank so far Bill Thompson, Connor Flanagan, David Rosen, Lee Ferris, Cheryl Schmidt, Thomas Van Martyr, Kat, very much appreciate you all hopping in. There's some very lucrative purchases. Thanks a ton. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about this game going on tonight with the Arizona Wildcats, obviously. Sheer, if Arizona wins this game, it's weird, but all is kind of forgotten. You look at it, you're kind of like, and my guy Chad Davis in here said, I think you could look at it and say, this is probably you're still looking at a 3 seed.
Yeah, it's funny. I was telling this to someone the other day after the Houston loss. I was like, look, the nature of the beast is if Arizona wins at Baylor, no one really cares about Houston. And that's not to say Houston's better than Baylor. It's just how the conference works and seeding and all that. Arizona beats Baylor, the seeding's not hurt at all. That's on paper. That's a very, very good win. Arizona's still a 3 seed.
All right, Nick Arena says, where do I check out the merch? Check out the, Cody, if you could put the links in there, and plus we're going to be tweeting it out throughout the day. Oh, Andre Veras with the super snap already. $10. Good morning, gentlemen. Big game tonight, must win. No game's really a must win, but yeah, if you want to be looking at possibly getting that 3, that 4 seed, you got to win this game, in my opinion, because you got other games that you are not going to, and we're going to break down Baylor here in a second, but you got other games you're not going to win, in my opinion. You're not winning at Iowa State. So you got to start looking at it. You got to win this game, in my opinion, if you want to be a 3 seed.
Yeah, it's weird. It's must win, but it's not, right? Like Arizona's in the tournament. It's probably going to be a top 5 seed. It's not going to win the conference, but it feels like a must win, right? Like It just does to get the guys back on track, to get one more impressive win out there, because the schedule actually gets a little, BYU, Utah, ASU. None of those are going to be impressive wins at this point of the season. So you're looking at Iowa State, at Kansas. This is kind of Arizona's last chance. I don't want to say last chance, but most realistic chance at a very big win here towards the end of the regular season.
I do think they can beat Kansas. We'll get into that. But again, that's because I think Kansas kind of stinks, but that is senior night, so that is what it is. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about Baylor. I am backing the A in this game. I like Arizona. I think Arizona is going to win this game. A big thing that I think Baylor does not have going for them in this game is that they are not tall. They lost Ojamawa, or whatever his name was, the really tall guy.
You didn't butcher that. That's pretty good.
Is it Ojamawa?
It's pretty close. That's not bad at all.
Isn't that it sounds like a lake in like Madagascar, Lake Ojamawa or something.
You didn't butcher that too bad. I'm proud of you.
All right. Well, I like it. Yeah. Wop, 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 wop. Oh, by the way, I saw a kid yesterday at the gym, and he had a wop, wop, wop shirt on. There's actual shirts, so I will see. Maybe I'll sell merch that. But I'm like, here, I like your merch. Look at my merch too. But big thing though is that Arizona is another $5 super snap, Andre Veras. Oh yeah, we want to be successful like Andre. Are we sure Arizona fans are ready for Big 12 basketball? Lots of meltdowns after losses. Imagine how Kansas fans feel. We're going to get to that. That's going to be at the end of the show. Let's talk about Baylor. Baylor is just not very tall. And again, they've got Norchad Omier, and he's good. I like Norchad Omier, but if you're going with like Jason Adamato or whatever his name is as your other big, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, Omir's playing center now. Asamada didn't even play last game, and before that, he was averaging like 3 minutes a game the last 5 games. Drew doesn't even trust him at this point. If I'm Arizona, I'm going right at Omir, because if he's out of the game, they have no center, none. They're playing Jalen Celestine at the 5. They are a very small team. They're going to spread Arizona out. They're going to shoot threes. If Arizona's defense travels, I just don't see how Baylor wins this game.
Claire Cook, the great Claire Cook says, Mike, the glasses, Tom Ford's. Yes, Tom Ford's. Thank you, Cheryl. Raul Mom, Arizona Primary Eye Care, making Mike look better than he should. Okay, this is a big game to me. There's a couple guys here. This is a big game for Henry because Henry is taller than anybody that goes out there. Also, the man of girth, Tobe Awaka. I have a theory about Tobe Awaka in that. Listen, I was wrong on Tobe. I feel very bad about calling him the Twins. I should never have lumped him in there. That is my fault. If Tobe Awaka is a very large person, if he ever sees me, I hope he takes pity on me. But Tobe, you could see against Houston too, against really tall physical athletes that are just taller than him, he's going to have a problem. That's not going to be the case though against Baylor, and I expect him to have a really good game in this game.
It's similar to Omir, right? Like Omir really struggled against Arizona because
Omir's well, in all fairness.
Well, no, Omir's better, but I'm saying like Omir really struggled against Arizona in the first meeting because he struggled with Henry's length. Like when Tobe faces a guy with length and athleticism, he struggles. That's just the nature of the beast. And Baylor's not that type of matchup. He should be fine. I do worry. The only thing I worry about him tonight is they'll go small sometimes with like Langston Love at the 4. Right. That's really difficult for him, but he should be able to guard Omir. I would actually give him the ball early and kind of force the issue and try to get Omir off the court because, again, if that happens, Baylor's got no size whatsoever. But, yeah, Awaka's good against certain styles, right?
Right.
Houston, people like say, oh, their biggest guy is 6'8", 6'9". But if you look at him in person especially, that length and athleticism, I mean, they've got guys that are 6'8" with 7'5" wingspan, so who really cares?
Yeah. Or also hit the like button. Wop, hit the like button. But yeah, that and honestly, you and I looked, and again, Arizona, I want to give Arizona some credit here, and then we're going to get into some of the difficult parts of it. I thought Arizona did a good job of matching girth for girth. I didn't think that they were really pushed around in the manner in which, I was a little worried about. So I do give them credit on that. But we also saw something else here, in my opinion, Skier, in that against really good top end frontline teams, it's got to be Carter and Henry out there. Carter, I know Carter's the young fawn, the little colt in the fields, but Carter is still, he brings you length and he brings you just an ability to be able to get rebounds that Tobe and especially Trey just couldn't do in that game against Houston.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're different teams, and that's kind of my point. I remember the first meeting in the tournament where Arizona didn't even belong in the same court physically as Houston. I mean, it was a joke. Houston was doing it, punked Arizona. That did not happen in this game. That is not why Arizona lost that game. And I think that's something to kind of be proud about, is that Arizona is not going to get physically punked by a team this year. It's proven that. We've said this all season, Mike. Arizona's best lineup is with Carter and Henry in the game. It just is. It's Jaden, Caleb, KJ, Carter, Henry. That is the best lineup. I don't even think another lineup is close. It's the best lineup offensively. Defensively, it has the highest ceiling. Is Carter going to struggle at times? Sure. Houston's a really tough matchup defensively for Carter. But offensively, we saw what he did at the end of that game. He put Arizona back in that game. He's a guy where, in my opinion, he needs to be on the court when you need points. That's the lineup you go to.
You got to have him. And again, I'm going to give the Tommy gun a little bit of credit on something here. But before we do that, we got to pay some bills. Eris Dental, my friend, Eris Dental. Now, listen, everybody out there, you know about this deal that's going on with the teeth implants. You can get one tooth implant along with the crown for $1,997. Now, if anybody's ever had an implant, that is an amazing deal. That is an awesome deal. Like I said, you don't have to go to, if you're going to go anywhere else, you're probably going to have to spend $8,000, or you're going to have to like fly to Ecuador, and you don't even know if they're going to put a tooth in your mouth at that point. Who knows what they're going to put in. Whereas if you go to Eris Dental, you could get it for $19.97. We even, Land was telling me, Land, the man with the master plan, he was telling me that you also, there's somebody possibly flying in from the Midwest to get, because of the deal that this is. This is a good deal. Trust me. Help us help you. Land Allen at Tucson Teeth and Tucson Implants, Eris Dental, and Signature Pest Control. So our Signature Pest Solutions, excuse me. Now, you might think to yourself, Mike Luke, you look like a pest. I am a pest. Guess what? Yes, I am a pest. But guess what? Here's what you got to do. The time is coming. Termite season is coming here. Yuck, yuck, yuck. We do not like termites. And so here's the deal. You go to them and you use code AZ12. You got to do this, though. You got to help us out. because it makes us look good as well. Go there if you're going to be getting some exterminators. These guys are fantastic. Again, AZ12 for $100 off a termite treatment or $50 off pest control, rodent control, weed control, bed bug elimination. Yeah, who doesn't want any of those? Who does want any of those around?
Who doesn't want bed bugs?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
who doesn't want bed bugs? Yes, exactly. But Signature Pest Solutions, these are in there. And again, the great thing about it, Signature Pest Solutions as well, is they are local. Well, everybody on here, support local, my friends. Support local. And again, help them out. Signature Pest Solutions will help us out as well. Okay, but again, use code AZ12 for $100 off termite and $50 off pest control. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the perimeter. I do worry a little bit about, okay, hold on. Let's see here. Shelby K says, do not fly to Turkey for dental work. Just go to Eris Dental. Duh. On here, then, no offense, but more commercials on here than network television. I like the commercials. No offense. Okay. Now, yeah. So let's talk now a little bit about the Arizona perimeter. One thing about Tommy Lloyd, and I was talking with Brogan, that putz, Dick Wilson, you know that guy. One thing about Tommy Lloyd, and I love Tommy Lloyd, but we got to be honest here. Tommy Lloyd's end of game situations generally aren't very good. How do you not call a timeout right there when you've got KJ Lewis with the ball with 9 seconds left and you're down 3 and he's going to shoot a fadeaway 3 that has no chance of going in? You've got to call a timeout there.
Yeah, I agree. And generally, I don't mind the whole I trust my players to get through it strategy. I get it most of the times. That time where there's 12 seconds, you don't have time for your players to work through it, right? Like you have to get a good shot. That was the only one that bothered me. And I think we saw Sampson called masterful timeouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he called timeouts
throughout the game.
Yeah. When momentum would start to change, he would call timeout, compose his guys, and Arizona, just the runs ended very quickly. There's two schools of thought to the timeouts, but I thought Sampson very clearly had more effective timeout usage than Tommy Lloyd in that game.
At the end of the day, your job is still to win the game. And again, I have no problem with it, but then it also feels too like when there is a timeout called, it generally ends up with Caleb Love shooting a 42-footer. So that again, and the maturation as a coach, I think that is something that I think Tommy needs to be a little bit better at, because I don't think he's very good at that, the end of game situations. But again, Kelvin Sampson has also been a coach for since 1981.
Right. And that's something I want to say too. Like there's a lot of people going Sampson outcoached Tommy. Yeah, probably. Sampson's a really damn good coach.
Sampson's probably one of the 5 or 6 best coaches in the country.
So it's like it's not like a huge deal if you're being outcoached by Kelvin Sampson. There's a lot of dudes
Kelvin
being outcoached by Kelvin Sampson.
Kelvin Sampson, what's that guy? Oh, Jesse Bridges. This is good. Any truth to the rumors that Signature Pest Solutions got rid of that rat shed fish? Rat. I don't know. Possibly. All right. Caleb Love. That game was the entire Caleb Love experience. That was one of the most bizarre games I've ever seen from an Arizona basketball player. It would have been awesome if Arizona had won that game, but you listen, you got everything in that game. You got the terrible shooting, but I also got to give him a lot of credit because he was driving to the hoop. He had a lot of really nice assists, played some pretty good defense, also had some really bad turnovers as well. That was the entire Caleb Love experience in one game.
I was actually more frustrated with this game than I've been with other games where all he does is shoot threes. And the reason is that the twos were working. He was getting whatever he wanted. They were going in. He couldn't miss from 2. And then the second half is like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to shooting threes. It's like, no, dude, your twos, like you could have 30 points. And so that game actually was one of the Caleb, to me, he is what he is. I get very rarely do I get frustrated by Caleb Love. I go into a game saying, I don't know what's going to happen. I assume he's not going to play that great, but he'll hit a couple nice shots, blah, blah, blah. That game to me was frustrating because he was getting whatever he wanted from 2, and Houston was ecstatic when he shot a 3.
Well, and that's also where I'm going to come back, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about this. At what point is that also on Tommy Lloyd to a certain degree that, hey, dude, you've got to get to the hoop? They couldn't guard him when he got to the basket. And the other thing, too, we're finding out is that he's an underrated passer. Caleb Love is a good passer. And when he just kind of limits himself, you're just playing into the other team's hands.
This goes back to roster construction, though, Mike, because what do? Do you bench him? Who you bench?
No, you don't bench him, but you tell him, I get it.
That's what I'm saying. If you tell him something and there's no consequences, what does he care? And it's not, then that's natural. That's not a Caleb Love issue. And you can't bench him because if you bench him, you're putting what? KJ at the 2 and ADO at the 3. You can't do it. And it goes back to roster construction, which I still think is the biggest issue Arizona faces this season. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't think Tommy will tell a guy not to shoot a shot. He'll say, look, that wasn't the best shot. But Tommy has said multiple times, take good shots. And he actually felt against Houston, they didn't take enough good shots. Like they passed up shots. So
one thing that is starting to worry me though a little bit, and is I do start to worry at this point though about Jaden Bradley starting to wear down. When you watch it, there is so much pressure on him throughout the game as being the only ball handler on the team. And again, they had to try to steal some minutes here or there because you can't play Conrad against Houston. Ooh, can you imagine Conrad against Houston? That would not have been good. But that's kind of where I'm worried about that, and because you went in really to the season with one ball handler, and that is about that's tough. If you go into the season with one ball handler in games like this, I do worry a little bit about Jaden starting to wear down. I do.
Yeah, it's a worry. And usually I'm not a guy to worry about that. And Houston knew that Arizona only had one ball handler, and they were blitzing Jaden Bradley to get the ball out of his hands almost right away. And it won't work if the team's not good defensively, but with a team like Houston, it's going to work. And it goes back to roster construction, right? If they had one more guard to take the pressure off Jaden Bradley, a ball handler, I should say, not a guard, they would be fine, right? But they just don't have it. It's not Caleb Love's game. It's definitely not Lewis's game. ADO isn't good enough. He's decent. Right. He's not good enough. But
I got to get. Oh, go ahead. I want to say something.
It's tough, and yeah, like they need that other guard. My whole plan, if I was Tommy, play him whatever you need to play Jaden tonight. Go beat Baylor. I don't want to say no disrespect, but I will. I don't care. You should be able to beat Utah and BYU at home with Bradley playing 30 minutes instead of 39 minutes.
Okay, now let's see. Hunting Arizona. Hashtag enjoy the process. What did you guys think? $1.99 Super Snap. What did you guys think of Tommy's presser? I don't get what Tommy was talking about when he said nobody thinks we're going to beat Baylor. It's a pick'em game.
Motivation, dude. Motivation.
Yeah, but he's just making that up. I don't know anybody in the Tucson media that isn't picking Arizona to win tonight.
I totally get what he was saying, though. He didn't mean it. He meant, look, you all think we're going to lose. Then he probably met with the team Sunday morning and said, everyone thinks you're down and out. You've lost 2 in a row. Let's prove them wrong, blah, blah, blah. That's 100% all that was.
Oh, Jason Phillips. This is very funny. Jason Phillips. He says, how about Conrad and ADO on Florida State? I want to talk about ADO in a second.
ADO wasn't awful.
You could go we're definitely going to talk about it.
He wasn't good, but he wasn't awful.
Now, you could also say, Mike, I didn't know where I could watch this game. Guess where you could have watched this game if you were a smart person and you weren't at the game? RJ's Frozen Cactus. RJ's Frozen Cactus. Now, you might say, Mike, do they have drinks there? They do have drinks. They have 100+ craft beers and at $2 deals. Pizza, wings, tacos, burgers, and more. No bad seats in the house. And the great thing about it, too, is that you can get a pregame ride share as well. Check it out. And again, you got a huge parking lot where you can keep everything. You can come back then and watch more. There is literally not a bad seat in the house, from pizza to prime rib. They got you covered. And again, that huge parking lot. Yes, Nifty Cello, best parking lot in town. Yes, absolutely. All right, check it out. RJ's Frozen Cactus, Red Hot Sports, ice cold craft beer. Okay, now Longview. He's in the chat. We got to talk him up. Andre Veras. Now listen, I have to be very clear about something. I cannot endorse Andre Veras, but I can highly recommend him and Longview. This is true, Sheer.
Absolutely. Highly recommend.
Yes, and we highly recommend him because he is a very successful person, far more successful than us. And he can get in there and, again, get you your personalized, comprehensive financial planning, tailored retirement income strategies, distinctive wealth management solutions. He can do all of that and again, Longview Insurance and Investments. Now, Joseph just said, who found Andre? Skier or Mike? I found Andre. I claim full credit for Andre. Period.
On the streets. Andre was on the streets, and Mike found him with his new Tom Ford glasses.
Exactly. And now I have Tom Ford's. I mean, that's where we're at this point. Longview Insurance and Investments. We might have a Skier hedge of the week segment tonight as well. That's called a tease, my friend. All right, ADO. ADO did not play bad against Houston. I thought that ADO, I didn't think that, but you probably did, that this was going to be a rough matchup. ADO actually, I thought, was okay defensively. He got his hands on a lot of balls. Hey, he did. He had multiple deflections in this game.
The problem with ADO and Townsend is very similar. opposing teams that are capable of doing it are hunting them on defense. They pick and rolled Trey and ADO to death to the point where they couldn't play in that game. I will say it was very nice watching ADO hit some threes. I think he's needed tonight. Baylor, remember, Baylor does not guard the three. That's on purpose.
They're like Arizona.
Yeah, I think ADO was that the game. Was it Baylor or Iowa State? What game was it where ADO had like the 3 consecutive threes and then didn't score the rest of the game?
What game was that? Was that
because I looked at the box score and he was 3 of 6 from 3 against Baylor.
I think it was Baylor.
So like the 3 threes from ADO, 9 points. I'll take that tonight. He's gonna have a shot. He got off 6 threes in the first meeting. There's no reason he can't do it again. He was fine. I was much more unhappy with Trey than I was ADO.
Well, we got to talk about Trey here in a second. Jason Phillips, $1.99 super snap. Thank you, Jason. In honor of Cats in Waco, back the A. Appreciate you, man. All right, now let's talk about Trey Townsend. You saw everything that was kind of wrong with Trey Townsend in this game against Houston. I don't want to turn this into a whole Trey Townsend fest, but you and I were watching the first half, and when a ball would go off the rim, he would be right there, and somebody would just basically reach over him and take it. He can't rebound at all. I mean, he did get one-man rebound. I got to give him credit on that. But overall, Sheer, when you have him out there, you're basically conceding that my power forward will not get any rebounds.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. And he never had a chance against Houston. Never. He was never gonna. But it's like he is literally the worst out of his space rebounder I've ever seen. The ball has to come to him, and he jumps in the air and gets it. If it's over here or over here, he's got no chance. I don't know if it's instincts or effort or what. It is weird. It is.
I don't know that I've weird. Honestly, I don't know that I've ever seen somebody 6'6" and above at Arizona that is a worse rebounder than him.
I'm going to ask Tommy about that this week. Why is he so bad at rebounding?
And that'd be I know you'll word it differently, but that's a fair question. Why can't he? Like you and I were talking about this before. Would you rather have Ira Lee or Trey Townsend? Ira Lee every day of the week, because Ira Lee would at least get me 8-9 rebounds. He wouldn't do anything else, but he would give me 8-9 rebounds.
Well, and he tried. The effort was there. I mean, it was stupid effort, right? But the effort,
right. Yeah, but it was effort.
Right, but it was effort. He tried hard, and it may not have always ended up well, but you knew that Ira Lee, for the 8 minutes he was going to be in there before he fouled out, tried his butt off.
I got to give Tommy credit, though, because in the first half he played like, hey, Joseph, Joseph, you're full of crap right here, respectfully. Trey Townsend last year, and this is why it's still baffling, go look at all of his games against good teams last year. They were always between 8 and 13 rebounds, whether that was Xavier, Illinois.
But you know my theory on that.
That somebody's got to get rebounds?
Yeah, someone has to rebound. And they were a bad rebounding team. They were small.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, can you ever imagine Trey Townsend right now going against a Final Four team and getting 17 rebounds ever under any circumstances?
What do you think his season high in rebounding is this year? I'm going to look. The most rebounds he's had in a game is 8. 6. He had 8 against Samford. He had 7 against Duke.
He had 7 against Duke?
Yeah, 6. 6 against ASU the other day.
I remember none of these. Well, either way. Let's see here.
Remember when Trey Townsend went nuts in November? Like he had 19, 12, 10, and 14.
Oh, against Wisconsin, too. Against Wisconsin, we're like, all right. Well, either way, it is what it is. But I do got to give Tommy Lloyd a lot of credit because he played like 14 minutes in the first half or whatever it was, and I was like, oh no. And I got to give Tommy a lot of credit. He went with Carter and he went with Henry a lot more in the second half. I got to give him credit for that one.
Is today a Trey game? He was pretty good against Baylor in the first one defensively.
What was his stat line against Baylor?
I think he had like 8 points in the first meeting. And then remember, he actually, that was the best defense he's played all season.
And he got O'Meara in foul trouble.
Yeah. He had 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you're going against a team with the tallest guy is 6'6" or
he's going to guard Langston Love, which is a little tough, but you know.
Tommy's got to be ecstatic that he can play him like 20 minutes per game this year. Or 25 minutes in this game. We'll see. Carter L. Bryant, though. What I like about Carter L. Bryant is that we decided his middle name is Lane, correct?
Yeah, Carter absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, Carter Lane Bryant.
Yes. The one thing, though, that I do like about him, though, is that, man, if you play him a certain amount of minutes, he's going to get a certain amount of rebounds as well, and he's going to make 3-point shots. Carter's just got to play more at this point.
You just got to get over it and say, look, Carter's going to make mistakes, and some of them are going to be costly, and some of them aren't. But at the end of the day, the potential, the ceiling, the shooting, it's just worth it. Let him learn.
Worth it. You got to play. Yeah, let him learn. Let him learn. Let him win. But that's you gotta play him more. I do look for, to me, Henry is the most important player in this game, though. Yeah. I need Henry to dominate in this game. Oh my gosh.
They have no one at all to guard Henry. They might even have to double Henry. Henry should have 20 points tonight.
Okay. Norin Rudin. Oh, the great Norin Rudin. $5 super snap. Yes. Back off Trey. He added an additional steal and block to his season total in like 8 games. Yeah. That still was one of the most amazing stats that I've ever seen. Through like 16 games, a guy playing 25 minutes that has 1 block and 1 steal. That's
he did hit the 3 from the corner. You were surprised. You turned around in shock when he hit that.
But the problem, though, then is that you still look at then you still look at the end of the game, and he's 1 of 6 from the field, and it's like, all right, well, anywhere. Okay. Now, free throws, though. You got to make free throws. Arizona, to me, at the end of the game, man. Listen, I mean, you lost this game. You know what's weird? I was bummed that Arizona lost the game, but I also did the way they collapsed in the last 5 to 8 minutes. They didn't deserve to win the game. If you can't make free throws, then what are we doing? Period. You missed 4 huge free throws.
So this is a fake stat, but it's kind of funny. Ken Palm has it of free throw
fake stats.
Free throw defense, how teams shoot free throws against you, right?
Yes.
And
yeah, that's crap.
It's a fake stat. I don't think there's something to it, but maybe there is, because Houston is 10th in the country. Teams do not shoot free throws well against Houston. So I'm wondering, like, maybe it's an exhaustion thing where they just wear you out, because like Arizona's a good free throw shooting team. That was unlike Arizona. The one thing that was weird, and Tommy confirmed, if you go back and look, you could see it with yourself. Henry, those free throws were supposed to go to KJ Lewis, and KJ was walking up to the line, and the refs like changed their mind, and Tommy was furious after the game. And if you look at Henry's face, he did not want to shoot those free throws because he didn't think he was. It was supposed to be KJ.
Right. And we would much rather have KJ shoot those free throws to begin with. Let's see here. The free throw, Mr. Tyler Warden says the free throws are annoying, but we lost that game because we couldn't get stops when we needed it. We couldn't put them away, and our offense grind to a halt. Yeah, you know the total change in that game was when Arizona was up 7 and then they were down 1 within it felt like 8 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, that was the difference. They're up 9 or whatever. You're like, okay, we're in it. Like, they could run away with this. And then I think Sampson called the timeout, right?
Right.
And then after the bad call, and then the game changed on the bad call and everything. It was absolutely.
Right. Yes, we are going to do a little bit of football today, Joseph. I don't really know about I'll let Sheer talk about this because some of that news bores me. But, again, we will talk a little bit about football. You have my word. Okay, LJ Cryer went on a heater. But, again, let me ask you this. How good is Houston? I think, to me, in the country right now, I think Duke is clearly the best team. I don't care who's ranked number 1.
I don't think you say Duke is clearly the best team.
Oh, I do.
You think Duke is clearly better than Auburn?
I do. I would take Duke against Auburn. You would as well.
No, I wouldn't. I think Auburn's studly right now.
You would take Auburn over Duke?
I think Auburn and Duke are pretty close to each other, and they're by far the 2 best teams in the country. I think they're very hard to separate.
All right. Well, either way, I don't want to play. If I'm Arizona, though, I want to avoid. And again, it's not. How do I put this? Arizona.
Arizona's in a kind of a trouble seating.
Yes, you do not want. If you're Arizona, you do not want to be a 4 seed
or a 5.
Or a 5. I would much rather be a 6. Seriously, I'd much rather be a 6.
No, I know, because like I was looking at the bracket this morning of the guy I usually use, and it's Arizona as a 4, and their 1 is Auburn. I don't want to face Auburn.
No, that's
the Sweet 16. Absolutely not.
No, that's an absolutely terrible matchup.
That's
one of those ones where it's like we better enjoy SRS while we can because
the 2 is Texas A&M. Texas
I'm
A&M any day of the week. I'm good.
And yes, we're going to make fun of ASU too. But that is also something as well that I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I mean, like if Arizona plays Tennessee, cool. Arizona could beat Tennessee. If they play, what's another?
I think the ones are very strong this year. Auburn, Duke, right now, Auburn, Duke, Florida, and Alabama would all be bad matchups for Arizona.
Yeah. Alabama's an interesting one because Arizona would just let them shoot threes, but I think Arizona could beat Alabama.
The two that are big drop off: A&M, Purdue, Tennessee, and Houston.
Yeah, all those teams. Arizona could beat any of the. Arizona could. I'm not saying they will, but Arizona could beat any of those teams. Like
Andre Darius, I follow 131 Bracketology. I think does a very nice job, and they update it daily. And they're always good on Bracket Matrix, so I'll shout them out.
Yes. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, we got a Dick Wilson guarantee. Duke will not make the Final Four. Interesting. Yes. All right. Are we still in the Sean? Are we still in the 3 seed range as of now? The rankings didn't change this week. Right now we're in the 4. Right now it'd be a 4.
Bracket Matrix wasn't updated. Right now, I would say Arizona is probably like the highest 4.
Yeah, the highest 4, but I do believe if you beat Baylor, you bounce right back into that, probably into that 3 range, because then we've got some games that you should win. Don't we have like Utah and BYU later on?
You still have Utah, BYU, and ASU.
That's 3 games you got to win.
That's 3 games you win, and then you would go to Iowa State and Kansas, which is a pain in the butt. Mike, it is, when you start really looking at it, it's getting a little, there's only 6 games left, dude. 5 after tonight. Like, dude, we are there.
The hammer is about to meet the anvil at this point. I mean, we're getting very, very close. We're getting very, very close to this. But now we got to pay some bills first, and then we're going to talk about. That's called a tease. I'm not going to even tell you what we're going to talk about. How about that?
Oh,
all right. But first, Michael Rubin. All right, here's the deal. Michael Rubin from Swift Mortgage and the Rubin Group. Listen, you guys got to do some stuff here. You've got the Lighthouse Assistance Program, my friends, Lighthouse Assistance Program. The Pima County Lighthouse Assistance Down Payment Assistance Program is being released in March, and funds are limited. That's why you got to hop in now. Don't wait until everybody else has hopped in there. That means you want to get pre-qualified now ahead of the release date. Scan that QR code right there. Do it. You can get 4% assistance and a below-market interest rates, and you can potentially get to a home with no out-of-pocket. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Very good. Now, again, you can't have owned a home in the last 3 years, but they do have other stuff for you if you have. But it just doesn't stop there with Michael Rubin. This guy is a jack of all trades. He does a lot of different things: cash out refinances, debt consolidation, and he can get lower rates for you, and he has access to over 50 banks. Use code Salim Stoudemire for $500 off closing costs. 520-419-4262. All right, Michael Rubin, Rubin Group at Swift Mortgage. Now, what else do we got? Comfort X HVAC. Tony Gimino is in. They closed the deal with Tony Gimino. He is getting his HVAC through Comfort X HVAC. Now, we all know the deal with Tony. This guy is always out of the house causing problems. Maybe because his HVAC doesn't work. Have we thought about that, Sheer?
Yeah, it could be.
That could be really the deal. But again, he is, and that's why he's knocking on your door at 3:30 or whatever the case may be.
Typical Tony is what we say.
Exactly. But here's the deal. You get one of them premium installations, and you can get free routine maintenance for a decade. How long is a decade, Sheer?
10 years, I think.
10 years. And residential and commercial HVAC expertise at affordable rates. 520-222-7012. ComfortXHVAC.com. Yummy, yummy. Check it out. All right. Now, I want to make fun of Illinois for a second. Illinois, that was awesome. They retired a jersey, and it was upside down.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, it was great. And they didn't score for the last 8.5 minutes.
Yes, also funny.
Yes, that was good. And Boswell, 0 points in that game.
Also funny.
Also funny.
A funny game. Illinois, who do they have next? Your Illinois.
Oh, no, Illinois got a brutal schedule.
Duke.
They got Duke.
Is Duke next?
Yeah, hold on. They got Duke. I was looking. They got like 3 straight.
They got Wisconsin, Duke. Oh, man. They still have Wisconsin, Duke, Michigan, and Purdue in their last
Yeah. Those guys.
Dude, I'm telling you, they're going to be on the bubble.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine if they didn't make it in after all that?
Yeah, we just want to. We look. We're men of the people. We want to warn very seriously. We want to warn Illinois fans: if you do not make the tournament, we will be unbearable to levels. You can't even.
Well, I've already told a bunch of these Illinois losers that the ones that stayed here through thick and thin, who were how do I put this?
Ride or die.
Ride or die. I will always entertain you. Like that, that b-ball lover guy or b-ball school guy that I always tag? That guy, the one I'm talking about, the one that put out about the like the tweet about Boswell burning incense and about how that guy never left. That guy can always talk to me. But some of these other dweebs that came back around, lose it, move it or lose it, get out of the way.
New AP ranking. New AP ranking. You want to take a guess real quick?
Where Arizona is? I'm going to say Arizona's 19.
Yeah, on the dot. Proud of you.
Ah,
look at you.
So
oh my God.
I'm very smart.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Tom Ford has you seeing everything right now.
Tom Ford has that's the thing with these Tom Ford glasses. They have me basically on the other side. Okay. Now, let's see. 5 of a kind media. All right, let's talk a little Arizona basketball recruiting. A little bit of Al, remind me, and we'll talk a little bit of MNBA. Hey, on a side note, Akinna Alozie, the in-state kid, we're recruiting from Dream City. Teammates with E-Man. Has Arizona actually offered him yet, or are we still play? Okay, good. So we're not still doing that dumb game.
No, it's real. It's a real recruitment.
Yeah, and I think that you need to be able to Arizona. That's one too. That should be an easy one for Arizona to be able to sell, because at the end of the day, you also have. Listen, I mean, if Braden Burries shows up here along with Jaden Burries. I
like Jaden Burries. Why not?
I like Jaden Burries. Yeah. If our backcourt next year is Jaden Burries, they're both going to be gone, obviously. So then you could have Akinna Alozie. I do like the fact, though, that we're actually recruiting, or we're offering guys that are clearly good enough. Now, I want to ask about somebody else. Oh, I did take that Furries pick. There were Furries on University.
That was a good. The one, was that you that sent me the one on the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Was that a full mask?
That was like a full furry mask.
How did he ride a motorcycle with that?
I don't know, man. But dude, these furries they're built differently at this stage in the game.
That was impressive.
Yes, they're built differently at this stage in the game. Hit the like button. We're at 170 lives. Come on, everybody. Help. Okay. But what were we just talking about here?
Furries.
Yeah, but I
Furries.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about Darius Wobbington. You do not like Darius Wobbington. But
yes and no. Yes,
the coaching staff, there are people on the staff that very much like Darius Wobbington. Why are they right, or why are they wrong and you're right, Sheer?
I don't like his game right now. I'm gonna watch him this summer again. But his game, to me, we watched him, you didn't like him either.
I watched him once.
6'9", he was slow and he was shooting only threes.
Yeah, no, I watched him.
Maybe he had a good year.
Andre Veris, another super snap. Again, this is why you need to go to Longview. Again, not an endorsement, but a highly recommended. Because Andre, look at all this super snaps he's throwing around like house money. Ideal world. How many ball handling guards do we have on the team next year? We can't go with the one or just one. I need 3. I agree with that. I need 3. I need Burries, Bradley, and I need somebody not named Connor Martinez, or to be able to do the
Connor Martinez.
What's his name? Conrad. Maybe he goes by Connor. But no, I need 3 actual, like a Justin Kier. That is our line in that is our line in the sand. Is that when we're talking about that third ball handler off the bench, it's got to be somebody like Connor Martinez. It's got to be somebody like Justin Kier. I think that is I think that's good.
It's just got to be someone that can dribble. Right, like that's really what it comes down to. Like Caleb Love could dribble, but he's not like. I think the best way to put it is Arizona needs another guard that could get downhill. Right, like what KJ Lewis does is awesome. The problem is there's such a deficit between him dribbling in the perimeter and him going to the rim that you just can't. Right, you need a guy that can do both.
You know, that's the part that I don't get about why KJ Lewis went after me. First of all, again, I was talking about this with Ray. Is that yes, you can dribble, but not the way that you're trying to dribble. That's my only.
I've never seen it before. KJ can dribble to the rim. Awesome. He's great when he takes a guy off the dribble.
And that's why I don't even really buy the Pella comparison. That, I mean, I get it, but that's why. Claire Cook, I'm going to Baggins in Scottsdale Wednesday. Getting excited. Use code AZ12 though. Yeah. Okay. Now, but that's what Pella never.
Not Illinois news. I got very excited.
Oh, what do you got? What's the Illinois news?
So you watched them. You know Merez Johnson?
Yeah.
He's done, dude. He broke his wrist in the game the other night. They gave him X-rays.
Oh.
So he now plays 20-25 minutes a game.
No, he's 17. He's good. In that game. I've watched him enough to know he's good.
Yeah, he's good. He broke his wrist.
Well, you know what? You mess with the bull, you mess with the paw, you get the glove, man. But yes, I don't know. I don't know what else to say on that one. But you know what's funny about Illinois fans? They always talk and they always go, "Oh well, we have an injury." Well, we were down 2 starters, if you want to say that. We were down Townsend and
Mike says we
Greenwood.
always have an injury at the 4. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I don't know. Yeah, seriously. But yeah, that's tough news for Illinois. Never want to see anybody get hurt, but at the
Yeah.
same time, is what it is. Mess with the paw, you get the glove. You know that. Hey, by the way, people in the chat, if we made a shirt, oh, by the way, look at these things. Look at these things. Hey, get in there, get in there. Good look like us.
The
Hey,
red one looks good too. I screwed up on my shirt size. That's why I'm not wearing it.
yeah, okay. Now, let me ask you this. Anybody out there, if we had shirts that said you mess with the paw, you get the glove, would you buy that? If we can get like 10 people that say they would actually buy that shirt if you mess with the and we'll have a cool graphic on it. We might add that to the store. Otherwise, it's just going to be a little goof that we have. Either way, if you got 10 people that say they will, we will make one. Yeah, we got one already. Love it. Absolutely. 2. Hey, look at this. Do you think we're going to get 10? We're going to have
Absolutely.
if you mess with the paw, you get the glove. And
Toby's
plus,
raising your hand right now.
how many times would somebody come up to you and say, are there women's tanks? Cody James Martin, hop in there. Claire Cook with
We'll just order a regular T-shirt and cut off the sleeves and send it to you.
Yeah, we could do that. Give me the design details. Cody, hop in there. This is way above my pay grade. I don't know about any of this stuff. Need a shirt with Mike's quotes. You mess with the paw, you get the glove. Okay, yeah.
What about Mike's face on Alcatraz? Like Mike with
Sean, with Green Valley decorative rock.
Oh man,
gosh,
there's so many options, so many possibilities.
Yes. All right, now I actually looked into the wop wop wop. We can't. Unfortunately that's trademarked. That Kendrick Lamar guy would have putts. But yeah, and I don't feel like going to. Welcome to the Rock.
We'll be like Drake. We'll just take Kendrick to court.
Yeah. Yeah. AZ12 podcast versus Kendrick Lamar in court. Yes.
Good pub. It's good pub.
No, all I said is that KJ shouldn't dribble, and he said that. And
it was all in fun. KJ's a good dude.
KJ's a good dude. I'm more joking about it.
It's like when Kerr used to come at me all the time, and people thought Kerr and I hated each other. It's all in fun.
All right, now let me ask you this: do you think fans know?
No.
Okay. Moving on. All right, with the Big 12. Actually, no. We got to pay some bills here first. All right, now. Baggins. All right, now, the lovely Claire Cook said she's going to be at the one in Scottsdale. All right, check it out, though. But you got to use code AZ12. But this is a little bit different, though. You got to be, you don't have to, go through, 10 layers of red tape. Can you go through layers of red tape, or do you have to, how do you... You don't have to do any of that. You just have to tell them, hey.
You just cut through them using a Baggins chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah. Or you can just use those keys to the city it doesn't make any sense. But either way, use code AZ12 and you can get 15% off. Going to check it out. You need to check it out. Again, 12 locations, locally owned and operated. All food made in-house daily. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Every sandwich comes with a chocolate chip cookie. Sure, you like chocolate chip cookies. This is true.
I do, especially from Baggins. They make the best ones.
Yes, they do. Yes. Now, so again, check it out. Again, 12 other locations. Oh, Dennis Walsh, great. Dennis Walsh says, I used code AZ12 yesterday. Wop, 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 wop. That makes us look good. All right. Now, you might say, Mike Luke, you're an ugly person.
Whoa.
And you might say, Michael, I can't see anything now. I've gone blind. The screen is blurry. I can't see anything. Cheryl, you need to actually watch this because it cracks me up each time. But Arizona Primary Eye Care to the rescues. Look at Mike Luke. Look at this. I am a new man. I have been transformed. And a big part of these Tom Ford glasses. Look at these things. These things are amazing. They make me look passable, which is an impossible thing to do. But we got to do this. Cheryl is the best. Cheryl is absolutely fantastic. She is amazing. They got 4 locations. We got to fill them up. They got all kinds of stuff. Again, you got optical options to fit all budget styles preferences. You can get checkups. You can get same-day urgent care visits. 60+ insurance accepted. Arizona Primary Eye Care.com. Again, support local as well. Support local. This is helping me look better. Help me, help you, help us, and help Arizona Primary Eye Care. Okay. Now, Sheer. Arizona in the Big 12. Arizona's 11-3, and I think you have a lot of people that after these losses, Tommy stinks. there are some things, like I said, that I don't get. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of how Tommy handles end of game situations generally. I don't understand playing certain players, but Arizona is going to lose games in the Big 12. That needs to be stated that there will be losses in the Big 12.
I think Arizona fans have done better than I thought adjusting to the Big 12, but like we mentioned this the other night, like this isn't like Arizona just went to the Bay Area and got swept by Stanford and Cal, right? Like
Yes.
they lost to Kansas State at Kansas State, which is a tough place to play, and then they lost to Houston, which is a top 5 team in the country. They're playing another tournament game against a team tonight at their place, Baylor. Baylor's got a very weird gym. You'll notice it tonight. The camera angles are going to suck. It's a weird place to play. But again, Baylor's one of the top offensive teams in the country. Like, these are good teams. Do you want to beat them? Yeah. And Arizona has. They beat the Texas Tech. They've beaten Iowa State. They beat BYU at BYU. They've won games. It's just that, look, they're not going to go undefeated. It's not going to happen.
Yes, that is. Now let's see Mr. Tyler Warden. We will listen. When Mr. Tyler Warden speaks, we listen. My biggest frustration after Saturday is that we as a fan base should accept the good home loss argument. We are Arizona. We should dominate at McHale. I don't want us settling for a loss. Yeah, I was disappointed. Yeah. I agree with that. It was disappointing.
I don't think you have to accept it. I don't think that's what we're saying. I just think that you need some perspective, right? Like,
Arizona whizzed that game away. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah. Arizona whizzed that game away. There's no doubt about it. Mr. Tyler Warden, we do not disagree with you at all here, my friend. We do not disagree, unless you do, Sheer.
No, I agree. I think there's a difference between thinking Arizona should win games at McHale and then Arizona losing to Houston and the people, that always annoy me that go, well, Tommy sucks and Caleb's the worst and this and that. They lost to a good team. Should they have won? Yeah. Sure. But it's kind of exhausting. Like, to me,
what's funny?
I'm more upset if Arizona loses tonight than I was that Arizona lost.
I agree with that. Let's challenge Dennis Walsh, because Dennis Walsh is probably flying well above Green Valley right now or hanging out to SRS. You know what's funny about it? The Duke one to me was actually far more acceptable to me than the Houston. Duke is better.
That was
Arizona can play, and again, I could be wrong, but Arizona could play Duke 10 times, and I think Duke's winning 9 of those games. Duke is just better.
8, Duke is better. Arizona has no one to guard Cooper Flagg.
And let me ask you this. Does Arizona have anybody that would for sure start at Duke?
No. I think Jaden is probably better than Proctor.
Proctor's perfect for what they want to do.
Proctor's okay. Yeah. I mean, Caleb Love would probably start over to Caleb Foster.
Yeah. Okay. But that's my point, though. If you're going to pick a team, Duke, I didn't have a problem with that Duke game because I just came away thinking, man, they were much better. Houston was a game that they whizzed away. They should have beaten Houston, and they didn't beat Houston. And again, I think you made an interesting point too about the what was I going to say? Now I'm drawing a blank. I thought you made an interesting point though too about how with Kelvin Sampson did a great job with his timeouts. I mean, all throughout the game. Whenever Arizona was about to push something, Sampson was out there. I think Tommy could use his timeouts probably a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. I thought every time Sampson called a timeout, they were effective out of the timeout. And that's just, but like, Houston is just such a good team. Like, did Houston take a bad shot the entire second half?
No. And you know who's better than we give him credit for is Uzon.
He killed Arizona. He's
better than
that was the best I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, I know he's good. All right, so we're gonna get a prediction. Then we need to get to a little bit of football as well because we are a football school. Let's see. Yes, Houston had a lot of girth, a lot of men of girth. Men of girth, I think, could sell. You mess with the paw, you get the glove.
You know what the thing about Houston is? If you look at Arizona, if ADO knew his role, which is to shoot threes, and that's what he does, and he does it really well.
Right.
Trey Townsend had a role. He doesn't. But if you picked a role and says, look, you know what? Forget scoring.
He had a role. He doesn't, but
he doesn't. But you know what I mean? Every guy on Houston, from the starter to the 8th man, goes into the game knowing exactly what they're going to do, and that's what they do. Like, they don't do anything. Like, Tugler isn't shooting threes because that's not his game. Like, he knows exactly what he should be doing, and that's why they're so good.
Now, Sergio Ortiz, another great name. Mike looks like Bobby Bones with those Tom Ford glasses.
You know who
Not a
Bobby
slick.
Bones is?
No, I have no clue. Who is he?
You do
Tell
look
me.
like Bobby Bones. I'll send
Who
you a
is Bobby?
picture right now.
Who is Bobby Bones?
He's a radio guy. You do. Those are Bobby Bones glasses.
Oh, no. So is he cool or I
He's
assume
all
he's
right.
not?
I'm gonna send you
Yeah,
a pic right now in the
I
chat.
would assume he's not cool if people are telling me I look like him. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. This is great. Everybody
You
stay
do.
on
You
here.
absolutely look like
All
Bobby
right,
Bones.
hold
Right
on.
now.
Let's see here. I'll take it. I thought it could have been a lot worse. I thought you were
Yeah,
going to
you're
send me
fine.
somebody that's like missing their ears and maybe they went to a place not like Aris Dental and they don't have a tongue or something. But
Absolutely not.
all right, let's go with the prediction. Then we got to get to a little bit of football as well. Okay. Let's see here.
Line has not moved at all, by the way.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm going Arizona. I'm back in the A here. I'm going Arizona 81, Baylor 75.
Yeah, I think I picked 78, 74 Arizona. I like Arizona. I just think they bounce back. I think Tommy knew what he was doing with that whole shtick. I like him.
Yes. Oh, Mike Luke, the next great radio personality to win Dancing with the Stars. Oh, can you imagine me on Dancing with the Stars?
You kill it.
I was going to say hide your wives. Okay. Let's see here. Hey, Mike Van Gogh lost an ear, and look what happened to what he accomplished. No, didn't you know the story why Van Gogh lost his ear, right?
Because he couldn't stand listening to you. So he just
No. Well, I mean, yeah, he wouldn't be the only one, but hey, that was actually funny. He cut his ear off though because he was upset about his girlfriend dumping him, and then he mailed it to her. Can you imagine breaking up with somebody and their way of getting back at or with you is saying, "Hey, here's my ear."
When I first met Shelby, I said that she had cute ears and I wanted to keep them around with me. And she thought that I was a stalker. But now that I think about it, I was just a Van Gogh fan.
Yeah, you're a Van Gogh fan. No, exactly. I mean, seriously, you were that was a harbinger of things to come. But Van Gogh though cut his ear off. Hey, who was the guy that who was the guy that shot Reagan because he wanted to impress like Jodie Foster? Did you know that one?
Yeah.
No, it was like John Kinkley or something. John Kinkley.
Yeah, it was Hinckley, John Hinckley.
Yeah. Wait, what's a dumber way to try to impress a woman by shooting the
You liked
president?
her after that movie. It's a good movie.
Jodie Foster,
Taxi Driver.
Yeah, but what's a worse way to impress a woman? Trying to shoot the president or cutting your ear off and mailing him to him?
Ear be far. Well, no, I don't know.
That's a good. Is that a Twitter poll question?
That could be a Twitter poll question.
Hey, do you think I should put that out there?
Yeah, I actually think that's a legitimate question.
Yeah, yes, I'm going to do that. Okay, now let's talk. Oh, all right.
Shelby, what would freak you out more if I cut off my ear and sent it to you, or if I try to shoot the president? Ear. Shelby says ear.
Yeah. But here, if somebody's going to like turn it into politics or something, it's like it has nothing to do with politics. Okay, now,
hey, that was good. The guy shot his shot. That was good.
I mean, that's good. All right. Let's talk about something too, that there is a scandalous rumor going around.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting, and we need to stop it right now. Green Valley Decorative Rock. All right. Now, you look at the name, you look at the title. You say to yourself, Mike, Green Valley Decorative Rock. You could only just belch. Sorry, just thinking about how upset that I am by this. Yes, Green Valley Decorative Rock. Here's the deal in Green Valley, though. It's not just in Green Valley. It is in Tucson. Our buddy Dennis Walsh was there, and he sent a real-time picture of it. But guess what, Sheer? You can I can do the work. I can because it was only for the week. It's only for a week. So if you want to pay me to not do it again, you gotta up the price. Welcome to Rock. Green Valley Decorative. I have papers in my mouth right now. Okay. 50 plus locally sourced landscaping materials serving residents and contractors. But again, where is it, Sheer? Where is Green Valley Decorative Rock? It is not just in Green Valley.
North to Marana. North. Yeah.
No. West to Marana.
Go ahead, Shelby. West to Marana. North to Oracle. South to Nogales, and east to Benson.
Yes. There we go. Now, but again, there is a location in Tucson. Again, check it out. Green Valley Decorative Rock. Welcome to Rock. Okay, Green Valley Decorative Rock. We like those people a great deal. Okay, now, Sheer, Arizona just hired some analysts. Who are they? What are they going to do? And do analysts matter?
Yes, it's not official yet, but they're going to announce it today. The only one, Quinn Thomas, is one of them. he has a long history.
Who is
with
Quinn
Seth.
Thomas?
He has a long history with Seth Dagey, so he's a Seth Dagey guy. I don't mind that. The one that I think fans will be interested is here soon. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble. Whatever. Ronnie Palmer. Remember Ronnie Palmer?
Oh yeah.
He's a head coach of Monterey Peninsula College right now. They were 9-0 this past season. I think they won a conference title, whatever it is. He's coming on board. They're very, very excited about Ronnie Palmer.
I like Ronnie Palmer. He was good.
Yeah. He's a good coach. Yeah, he has coached before. He's been a GA at other places, so it's not like he's just a random hire. They like Ronnie Palmer.
Okay, now Joseph, listen, our good pal Joseph. Joseph already said, and we got to give a little bit of background on Joseph. He says, "Who cares? They'd give T-Mac's number to an unproven transfer."
And they're not retiring yet. He's not on the team anymore.
Going into the season, Joseph was telling us that he expected Jeremiah Patterson to have a bigger year than T-Mac. Joseph, maybe sit this one out, my friend.
Maybe that's why he's mad. He felt that now I get it. Who cares? Why didn't they give T-Mac's number to Jeremiah Patterson? That's what he really means.
Right. But either way, was that an all-time L by Joseph?
Yeah, this is a big Jeremiah Patterson season, so maybe Joseph will be right, but big L by him last season.
Hey, by the way, Jesse Bridges is so right. If you want to impress your lady, take her to Green Valley Decorative Rock. Every time he tweets out, he says, "I can't stop thinking about Green Valley Decorative
Dude, if you
Rock."
think about it, the perfect date, like Shelby and I, our anniversary here is coming up in a week or so. Mm-hmm. I'm taking her to Green Valley Decorative Rock and then Baggins.
Yes, exactly. And you know what you should do? You should haul along some pavers with you as well.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yes. All right. Now, let's see here. Joseph, again, we understand you don't get to say T-Mac was overrated for 2 years and then start talking about how you want his number.
Ridiculous.
You don't get
ridiculous.
You don't get it. Okay. Now, what else do we need to know as far as men's football goes? The men's college football.
The roster was updated online completely. There's 2 notable updates. Lachlan Bruce, the punter, is no longer on the roster. The Australian experiment is over. And then this one surprised.
Why did that guy stink?
What do you mean?
Why wasn't he good? I thought we were excited when he came.
I thought he was good too. It's I don't want to get into the situation wise. It's not bad. It's kind of crappy the way college athletics works. He's from Australia, blah blah blah. But I was surprised that he didn't work out. The other surprise, Mike, the one that I was legit surprised about, Ryan Stewart, no longer on the team.
But Ryan Stewart also not good enough to be on the team. Is there maybe a?
There is no correlation.
Okay.
He's no longer playing football, so you could probably figure out. He got injured a lot, and
is he going to like grad school or something? Yeah. I don't understand. Yeah, we're not talking Arizona baseball on this because we don't want to look into the past. Everybody, we look forward on this show. We are not talking Arizona baseball.
I'm okay with Arizona baseball, believe it or not, because their schedule was really hard, and they pitched some true freshmen. Let's see how they bounce back. I'm not actually. I'm not going to.
We back the.
I'll wait
we
a
back
little
the
bit before I. Yeah, we back the chip right now.
We back the chip on this show.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk then about Arizona in the Big 12. Everybody's trying to say, well, ASU had that massive turnaround really quickly. You can do that in the Big 12. Sheer, do you subscribe to that?
No, they got a lot of work to do. They still have a lot of questions. You got it.
Right.
The thing that made ASU unique is that they hit on so many guys in the portal.
Right.
Look, is it possible? Sure, but Arizona would have to hit on like 90% of the guys that I got on the portal.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad? Oh, the new guy that got the job that Tony was looking for. He called me last week.
He called me too.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, yeah, I will say
he's a nice guy. Very nice guy.
Yeah, I was impressed by him. Okay, let's see here. Let's on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad are season ticket sales for football?
I'm sure they're not great.
Yeah, I would I would assume they're not great. Okay, we got 2 shows today though, because you know the deal here. You mess with the paw, you get the glove. Sheer, we're gonna be back on tonight, but where can they find you doing your stuff?
WildcatAuthority.com and the Wildcat Scoop podcast with my set designer, Shelby.
Yes. And you can follow me if you want or if you don't want to. I don't care. Well, I mean, I do. I'd prefer you follow me. But at Iron Mike Luke, and get into the shop. We got some stuff. They're going like hotcakes right now. And again, hit the like button. And welcome to the rock.
My God.
Yes.
Between that and the Tom Ford glasses, I don't know how you go outside.
Yes. I will say this. sometime we're going to come up with our 5 favorite names in the chat, and we're going to put those names up against anybody else.
Yeah.
Rick Trimmer, you have my word. You will be in those
Absolutely.
5 names. Angel Antonio Chavez will absolutely be in there as well. There's going to be some other ones as well. Some hard decisions are going to have to be made. But
Yes.
on that note, though, for Jason Shear, I am Mike Luke. We will be back with you tonight, hopefully talking about a win. But if Arizona loses, don't blame us. We had nothing to do with it. But
Yes.
for ourselves and for Cody James Martin, I am merely Mike Luke. TTFN. We'll see you on the AZ12 postgame.